Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 3XL podcast. My name is Ray. You can find me on social media over at Twitter and Twitch at RAY200123. With me, as always, the co-host of 3XL podcast, my brother from another mother, unavailable. Try again, BKD. What's good, D?
I'm chilling, just waiting for this birthday week to get on the way.
Yeah, glad you brought that up because it is his birthday coming up this coming week. So for those of you who want to wish him a happy birthday, leave a comment. But
Yes, sir.
we got quite the pay-per-view coming up for AEW Revolution. We have as far as 0 hour. We'll just jump right in. The first match I have is Julia Hart in Sky Blue versus Willow and Chris Statlander. There's no Vegas odds at the moment. I don't care so much for the match, other than when they're just pure eye candy for me. But I don't know who's gonna win this match, man. They didn't really book enough for me to care, and the TBS title has kind of gone down the toilet in my opinion. I mean, honestly, flip a coin. However they want to book this, I don't care. I assume the side with Stokely is gonna win, but I'm not sure, and I don't feel confident about that pick. Who you got on this one?
I think that they actually have done a lot of booking. It just hasn't been very good. Because this has been going on for a while, but I don't care. I don't mean they don't do much with Willow, so I don't really care who wins. I want Willow and Statlander to win. Knowing them, it'll probably be, you know, Sky Blue and Julia Hart. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Sky Blue and Julia Hart because we can't have nice things.
I mean, it. I mean, I didn't watch much of Collision tonight because we're recording this on the day before March 2nd, before the before the pay per view. But I guess Stokely's kind of the reason I'm going towards the Stokely side is I feel like something's gonna come out of this. I just don't know what. I don't know if Chris is gonna turn on Willow or Willow's gonna turn on Chris. I think something will come of that. But like, would you be surprised if they do something like that?
No, they need to do something because this is boring.
It is.
That much I will say.
I do like Stokely though, man. He did dress up like a math teacher today, so he.
I mean, Stokely is great.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's a great manager.
Willow
he's a good
is
on the
great.
Mic. Yeah.
It's just everything else that's not good.
Well, okay. So I did bring up earlier, and I don't want to go too long on this, but I feel like it's going to come up later. I think they will do something with Willow because of the incoming Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks. There is a little bit unfinished business with Willow and Mercedes because the last time they wrestled, she broke her ankle, or I can't remember what it was, but they could lean onto that. That's a good way to kind of bring her in. And she's coming up in about, I think, 2 weeks from, or 1 week from Wednesday. But I can see them kind of feuding together, and I think that's a good way to kind of start with Mercedes.
Yeah, they're not doing much with the women, so I'm just on a waiting see holding pattern right now.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, speaking of sort of like bad booking, next one here for the 0 hour, we have the 12-man tag with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang going against the Oddities plus Private Party and Willie Mack. No Vegas odds in this one. This was just a random ass match they just threw in there. I feel like they claim are the kings of 0 hours.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, well, they had, I mean, they just threw this in together, but
Nobody cares.
I guess the Scissor Gang is gonna win, but it feels like they're gonna do something out of this. It just, I mean, I want them to move forward with this like booking. I wish there was another super heel group, like the reunion of the Bucks and Hangman, and maybe throw in some other guys, and use these guys as a catalyst, as a kind of like a new DX kind of thing. I think there's still, there's some juice to squeeze out of this, in my opinion. I think it's too fresh. I think they're really good and charismatic. I like the Ass Boys, and I like Jay White, although Jay White does kind of feel out of place as a babyface instead of a heel. But I mean, that's the only thing I can really bring up as far as this about the group itself. But I mean, yeah, sure, just pick whoever you want in this one. I'll take the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. But who you got, D?
I'm gonna go with the Scissor Gang Bang. Yeah, that makes the most sense. I don't see the Oddities winning. I don't. Too many black people on the other team for them to win. They're getting them all out the way early.
Oh my god. Well, I mean,
Tony Khan is putting all the black people on the card super early. You got Willow in the beginning. You got Private Party, Willie Mack, and Jay Lethal in the beginning with with whatchamacallit, with the Acclaim. So yeah, he getting all the black people out the way early, so nobody can say that he didn't have them on the card.
I'm just happy to see Jeff Jarrett. It feels like a minute since we've seen him, but
Let's be real,
man,
we don't really care.
I'm just happy to see Jeff Jarrett. Although Saddam
Just
Singh is there,
because
he's
they
one of
miss
the
people.
minorities, I guess technically.
And so is Sanjay Dutt. So like I said, they're getting him out the way on the pre-show.
Well, anyway, that's so far what we have for the 0 hour. If there is any more matches added into the 0 hour, don't add us. We're doing this the night before. They probably will, knowing Tony Khan's sick ass will probably
They
throw another
have
match.
to, bro. It's an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half. You have two matches, booked. There's no way that 2 hour to an hour and a half for two matches is going to be enough to get people to buy that pay-per-view, especially with the two matches that you have. I don't really think anybody cares. Like, 0 hours supposed to be, hey, yeah, look at what's coming. This is what's coming up on the pay-per-view. So these matches are an indication of, that this pay-per-view should be good. You should buy the pay-per-view.
Is there
Those
any
those matches don't have anybody
is there
interested in
is
this.
there any pending feuds right now that maybe get their inserted in there?
I don't know. Tony Khan has been booking like
Yeah, he's
shit.
been
So
dog shit lately, bro. Like, he's like this past Dynamite, I was baffled by the shit I was watching, but yeah, that's here nor there. But anyways, I guess we'll move on to the main card. So, main card time. First matchup, and this is not going in any particular order. First match we have is FTR with Dax and Strap Wheeler going against the BCC, John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. FTR is a plus 110 dog against the BCC, going up minus 150 favorite. It's technically a toss-em. I don't know who's going to win this one. I'm not too sure who would benefit the most. I don't think the BCC needs to win. FTR kind of feels like they need to win because it kind of cooled off, but I guess John Moxley and Claudio would win. That's my pick. I don't feel confident, but who you got?
yeah, I'm gonna go with the BBC. Oh, excuse me, the BCC. They're probably gonna win this. I gotta stop making that mistake with them. It's not even a joke anymore. I think I've said it so many times that that it just comes out without me even having to think about it. But the BCC is probably gonna win this. I'm with you that FTR feels like they need to win it, but it's John Moxley. He doesn't lose very often, so
Um,
I'm gonna go with the BCC.
I don't know. Like, I think FTR was ranked in the trios division, which speaking of
Yeah,
the
with Daniel
ranking,
Garcia.
that is another fucking like just an absolute like throwing shit against the wall. But whatever. I guess we'll see as far as what happens with this. But all right, I guess you said you're going with Moxley and Claudio.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess. All right. Well, I guess. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if TR wins, but we'll see. Anyway, move on to the next match.
yeah. I
Next match.
told you before. I don't really know who's gonna win in most of these matches.
These are a lot of toss-ups. So another one here is slightly a toss-up that I think I'm more sure about this one. Next matchup we have the AEW Women's World Championship with Timeless Tony Storm going against Diana Perazzo, the incoming Perazzo. Tony Storm is a minus 800 favorite, with Perazzo being a plus 450. I have Tony Storm. Perazzo is good as a mat technician. She's fantastic. The crowd is not reacting to her. I think the way I think AEW would have hoped that they reacted to her. I was before weeks ago. I thought Perazzo would probably beat Tony. I don't think that's gonna happen now, but I'm going with Tony. Who you got, man?
Yeah, I'm with you. This is another one of those real toss-ups. Personally, I think she should have stayed in now TNA,
Yeah,
but she's really not getting a reaction, and she's really good. That's the sad part. And well, to be honest, Tony doesn't even seem like she's getting a reaction. It just seems like people don't care about this. So I'm gonna I'm gonna guess Tony. Uh, I would prefer to see Deanna because it's like, why do you bring her in, give her this
yeah.
immediate push just to have a lose? I don't think that this should have been her first feud,
No,
but
it made
I
sense
mean, I
why they did it, but it was
not if she's not gonna win though.
yeah, that's true. I like Tony Storms with Luther and Tiffany Stratton, supporting her. But Dee's laughing because he knows he brought up the attention that both Mariah May and
They look exactly the
they look
same.
exactly the same. And you brought up a good point too that what was it, Margaret Roberry and Jamie Lee Presley look the same too. God, but they're
Yeah,
so
yeah,
goddamn
it's the
fine, bro.
same exact thing. But yeah, Tony is probably gonna win this match, and I don't know if she's gonna win so that they can feed her to Mercedes,
I think that's what's gonna happen.
or or maybe Britt Baker comes back. I don't know what they're gonna do with the women's division. It's just they're booking like crap with the women, so it's really just hard to tell what's gonna happen because it's hard to tell who they favor and who they don't,
Yeah,
or who Tony favors. I can't even say they.
I can definitely say that this is something Andrew Zarian brought up on Mad Men on earlier today. They're focusing a little bit more on the women's division because they can tell that that's lacking at the moment, and they're pushing with
Yeah,
Mercedes
yeah,
and
they have no choice.
her writer too that they hired literally. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But they got to do something with Tony and also Mercedes. But I feel like that's probably
They
the
have
next
a great
thing.
women's roster at
They
that.
do,
That's
they
the bad
do.
part.
Yeah,
They have a lot, and a lot of the people that they've brought in. I know this is a prediction show, and I don't want to veer too far, of course, but you know how I feel about a lot of the female wrestlers, whether it be Thunder Rosa coming back, Serena Deeb. You have Queen Aminata who's come in and she's made she's been making a statement. Trish Adora came in and she looked pretty good. She's with Sean Dean. So Abaddon came back. So I mean, they have a lot of women that they could do something with. It's just will they do something with them?
yeah. I guess time will tell. But for now, I'll pick
Mhm.
Timeless Tony Storm. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's anything else on this one you want to add for old Deanna?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, all right. So this one I think is a little more clear cut. Next match we have is the AEW International Championship with Orange Cassidy going against Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong is coming in a very heavy, well, slightly heavy favorite from Bet Online. Vegas odds have him as a minus 550. Orange Cassidy being the champion is a plus 325 dog. That is kind of surprising. I think it is time to kind of pull the trigger here on pinning Orange Cassidy. I
Yeah.
think Roderick is the right guy here. I like Roderick. He kind of cooled off too. Like he's kind of gone away from his gimmick, but I guess we'll see what happens. But who you got on this one?
I got Roddy. It's just like you said. It's time for him to get a win here. It's time for Orange Cassidy to get pinned by somebody other than John Moxley. He's had a great run. This run isn't as strong as the first one was.
Yeah,
But he hasn't been telling a story like he did with the first one. The first run he was just constantly defending the title. He was getting beat up. He was tired. This run, it doesn't seem to be that way. It just seems like he's just holding it to lose it. So I'm gonna guess that Roddy Strong goes, and now he and the rest of United, the Undisputed Kingdom,
yeah,
except for Wardlow, and we'll talk about that later, will have gold. That's what I think that is gonna
yeah.
go. And then when Adam Cole comes back, he'll be hard pressed to try to get something.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the main focal point in a couple months. The Undisputed Kingdom, probably by All In time, they'll probably be front and center regarding as far as heavyweight gold. Okay, yeah, I mean, I have nothing else to add to this. Anything else?
No.
All right, moving on. Next matchup, this one I'm actually looking forward to. Just two great workers. We have the Continental Crown champion Eddie Kingston going against Bryan Danielson. Eddie Kingston minus 300 favorite against Danielson, the plus 200 dog. This is the one I'm going to go against the grain. I've loved Bryan Danielson. I'm not a fan of Daniel Bryan from back then. I know you were surprised when I told you that, but this Bryan Danielson is fantastic. I love him. The dude likes to put people over. It's Brian Alvarez was saying, like, brother, it's time for you to win. I know you want to put people over, but those wins have to mean something now. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go as far as starting now. The dog of the night. I'm going with Bryan Danielson as the winner. Who you got?
Oh wow. Well, I'm gonna go with Eddie Kingston. I mean, this seems like this is a story that they're trying to tell with Eddie Kingston. Seems like this whole story about him getting respect has been what they've been going on, and I think that he finally gets Danielson's respect, because I don't think that even though I think that this would be a great title for Bryan Danielson, this would be actually a wonderful title for him. I don't see him winning this one. I would rather see him win the international title, Orange Cassidy's title. That's the one I would rather see him win, but I think that this one is going to be him begrudgingly shaking Eddie's hand. or flipping them off, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I love Eddie. Eddie's a
I
hell
wouldn't
of a
be mad
promo
to see
guy.
him win though.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Brian needs to win something though, for the love of God. Um, yeah, but yeah, this is. I mean, I don't feel great about it, but I just think Brian needs to, like, he needs to win something. But maybe you're right. I might be wrong on this one, but I don't mind either one. I think they're both great workers. But we shall see as far as what happens. But
I'm going for the New Yorker.
go for it, man. All right. Moving on to the next thing, I do want to add in the source, skip a couple pieces here. Next one, actually no, that's the next one. Next matchup, we have the TNT Championship on the line. Christian Cage going against Daniel Garcia. Christian Cage being the minus 300 favorite against Garcia being a plus 200 dog. It's not time. I'm glad they're pushing Garcia, but this is not the right time as far as to pull the trigger and beat take the title off of Christian Cage. Christian Cage is still a hell of a worker. The guy is just a massive heat magnet. The shit that he pulled off as far as addressing Daniel Garcia's parents, him wanting to be his father, like, just the guy is an ultra prick. I will take Christian Cage. Eventually, he's probably going to feud against Edge or Adam Copeland. I'll go Christian Cage. Who you got, bro?
I'm gonna go Christian Cage, but I'm gonna disagree. It's right time, wrong person.
You think so?
It's time to take the title off of him, but it's not Daniel Garcia who should do it. I don't know who they have. I'm sure it's Edge or Adam Copeland who they have in mind, but it's just not Daniel Garcia. Great match to get him, some recognition against a great champion, great opponent. But I think that it is time for his title reign to end.
I'll tell you why I think it's Copeland. And again, and I have to follow with Andrew Zarian. He kind of hinted that it's going to be Copeland, but that the next feud would be with Copeland would be Okada. And I think they'll probably put Okada in that mid-card title. Since he's still not well known, even though I think that's stupid. But I've heard Copeland is asking for Okada, and that's what I think that's probably the route they're going to go. But yeah, I guess both of us are going Christian Cage. Any last thoughts?
That would be stupid, in my opinion.
You think so? Yeah, it was kind of
Only
weird.
because Okada, neither one of them can take that loss. You're not going to beat Okada coming in. And if Adam Copeland is the one to take the TNT Championship off of Christian, why would you have him come out and lose?
No. Copeland beat Cage, and then Copeland lose.
Yes. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm there for that.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see that. We'll probably hear that by Double or Nothing. Probably, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
I'm definitely here for that. All right, next one. This is what I was going to get into. Next match, we were supposed to have the Meat Madness match. Unfortunately, I'm just fucking with y'all. It got canceled. It got put on ice. Apparently, the men that were being featured were Wardlow, Lance Archer, and I believe, who was the other one? Powerhouse. But the two guys that were going to be added were Keith Lee and Miro. Miro did tweet saying that he's been hurt since September and just started getting medical attention in January, which is kind of weird because I remember him wrestling at Full Gear, but I guess he forgot about that. I don't know. Keith Lee, I don't know what's going on with him, but your thoughts?
On the match?
On Meat Madness, on Miro, on Keith Lee?
I don't know. Keith Lee is always hurt. Miro's always hurt. You can't book around them. You can't push them because they're always hurt. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Miro just seems like he's a malcontent at this point.
Yeah.
He's like Andrade wasn't even this much of a headache. If you want to go back to WWE, just go back to WWE. Nobody really cares at this point whether you know what's going on with personal or your feud with them. I'm just trying to see good wrestling.
Yeah.
So if you're hurt, get medical attention. If you're just trying to get attention to go back to WWE, then just go back to WWE, bro.
Yeah, they really don't need him, to be honest. They'll probably use him better. Yeah. Maybe go to NXT. They'll use there. Well, anyway, so moving on to the match that will take place is the All-Star 8-Man Scramble. This is such a weird-ass match. We have the competitors Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Dante Martin, Hook, Brian Cage, and Magnus. This is such a weird-ass 8-man thing. I don't even know what it is.
What are the rules?
I have no idea, and they're so bad at
What
fucking
are the
telling.
damn rules?
Is it a battle royale? What the fuck is this? Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Warlow's the one that's probably gonna be favored here. There's no Vegas odds at the moment, but I guess Warlow's gonna win this, whatever the hell this is. Who you got?
I've been saying Wardlow's probably gonna win, but I want to know what the rules are. What are the fucking rules? How do you have a match and nobody knows the rules? This is stupid.
Yeah,
You have a chance to tell people the rules. At least let me know what's going on. Like I didn't even know what the Meat Madness rules were. What's the point of the match besides getting a championship match in the future? What are the rules?
I don't know, man.
Bro.
It's been kind of. They've not done a very good job as far as detailing the matches or what's coming up or stipulations. Like this, I don't know. Even the rankings kind of went away. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes, and I still want to know what the rules of this match is.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are the rules?
Well, I guess if anyone can figure out, comment in the section below. All right, well, I guess I have nothing else to add to this one. Moving on to the next match. This one I'm much more looking forward to. We have the incoming Will Ospreay going against the phenomenal Konosuke Takeshita. Man, this one I was a little surprised at first. The Will Ospreay was a minus 5,000 favorite earlier this week. His odds went down drastically. Now they're at minus 2,000. Takeshita was a plus 900 dog, now a plus 700 dog. I mean, I think Ospreay is going to win. He's my pick to win, although I don't know if they're going to pull some shenanigans with the Don Callis family, probably being at ringside. I don't know, maybe Don Callis will probably screw him. Will Ospreay, to me, is probably going to be the top babyface. It's obvious that the fans want to root him for him as opposed to boo him. But I'll take Ospreay, man. Who you got?
I'm going Ospreay. You can't have that man come in and lose.
But do you beat
unless you're trying to
Takeshita?
get some major heat on Takeshita?
Oh my God, that'd be some.
I don't know how you beat him. I'm gonna guess it's the Hidden Blade, but that's just you give a clean win, or you have them just like completely screw over Ospreay, and Kyle Fletcher comes and helps him. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I do know that Ospreay should win this. That's who I'm picking. I'm picking Ospreay.
Ospreay is a major player. He's a big grab for AEW. I think he is going to be the top babyface going into the end of the year. Probably by summertime, by All In, when they're back in Wembley.
Yeah, you gotta have him. Have him on that card.
He's got to be in the main picture card, in my opinion. Maybe going against Swerve, or possibly beating Joe, but I don't know, man. That's. I mean, maybe have him beat Joe at Wembley, and then next week go against Swerve. I don't know, or maybe Omega or Okada. There's so many ways you can go with this, or hell, go against Takeshita. I mean, Takeshita should be inserted into the main picture. Well, he's beaten some impressive competitors with Omega, and he beat Omega. Who was it he beat recently? He beat somebody. He beat Jericho. He made Jericho tap.
I mean, is that a big name at this point? I guess he still is a big name.
Yeah.
He's beaten a lot of people though.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I think. I just hope they don't overbook this. That's my only concern. I really hope they don't overbook this. Just let him win clean.
Don Callis might be annoying, but he's definitely good at. It seems like he has a part in the booking, and nothing that the Callis family has done has seemed like over the top. Like that's a group that I'm not tired of yet.
Very true, and it's just a shame they put it against Takeshita though.
Yeah, what can you do?
All right, well, I guess nothing else from me on that one, brother. Anything from you?
No.
Okay, moving on. I think it's it's co-main event here. Co-main event here, we have the AEW World Championship here. We have Hangman Page going against the AEW champion Samoa Joe going against Swerve Strickland. Joe is the minus 1,200 favorite. Strickland being a plus 450 dog, and Hangman being a plus 2,000 dog.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right? I think Joe is probably going to retain. It doesn't feel like. I don't think, as much as I want Swerve to win, I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on that. It feels like there's unfinished business with Hangman and Swerve with this infatuation that Hangman has, as far as he's more worried about making sure Swerve doesn't win as opposed to him actually winning the title. But I think that's the route they're going. Who you got in this one?
The crazy part about it is Hangman has lost to Swerve twice. Like, I don't understand what are we doing? He's definitively lost twice. Why? I don't get it. I understand the whole like, he doesn't care whether he wins or loses as long as Swerve doesn't win. And I think that's what's gonna keep, the title on Joe. But I don't get it. I don't get why they're still fighting. It's like, they usually have the 2 out of 3 or the rubber match or whatever they want to call it. There is no rubber match. You've lost twice. So I don't know what they're doing with Hangman. I do like the turn that they're doing. He does seem a little bit unhinged, but I'm lost on how they feel like he's getting anything back when he's already lost twice.
Yeah.
But I do think that Samoa Joe is going to win this, and I think that is because Hangman is he's so worried about Swerve, losing more than he is about winning it himself.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, it would have made more sense the best out of 3 match had Hangman won one of them, but he didn't. But I don't know, man. I guess they're not going against the grain. They're not. At least they're not ignoring the fans. They know. It's weird. Joe is okay. All 3 of them are heels. Like, Hangman did a full turn. Swerve hasn't turned yet. Baby, he's gonna turn, but.
I was about to say, this might be where Swerve goes face.
Yeah, I think it's time.
This might be it right here.
Although Samoa Joe is acting like a babyface, saying he's gonna beat both their asses. He's the fighting champion.
Maybe he's gonna be sitting at the announce table with the poncho on soon.
I mean, we'll see, but I like Joe. Joe is a hell of a fucking tottering.
Oh yeah,
he's a good. Well, I think he's more than just a transitional champion, but I'm okay with them keeping the belt on him. The guy's great on the mic, great on the ring. I mean, he's just a great heel, great champion.
He's believable,
yeah. So I'm willing to bet as far as I think he's probably my lock of the night. I feel pretty safe picking him as the lock of the night.
Wow.
Going on there, right? All right, so if you have anything else to add, we'll move on to the main event.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, main event time. Main event, we have the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Invincible Darby Allin and the Immortal Sting, going against the AEW EVPs Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. This one surprised me with the Vegas odds. The Young Bucks are actually minus 300 favorites. Sting and Darby are plus 200 dogs. This is the one I have not been able to stick with a pick. I'm kind of back and forth on these two. I think you want Sting to go out with a bang as far as with a happy ending. I know some of the people like Brian Alvarez, I know Zarian wants Sting to win, but I think you probably want the Bucks to, as far as win the title. I think if it's up to the Bucks and Darby, they want to put Sting over, but I think Sting wants to put over the Bucks. I'm reluctantly going to pick the Bucks, but I am not confident. I'm sorry, the EVPs. I'm going with them. Who you got?
Well, they haven't let me down yet. I'm going to go with Sting and Darby. And they relinquished the titles. And then they have some kind of tournament. I just can't go against Sting and Darby. I don't. You know how I feel about it. They don't lose, bro. They don't lose.
They don't effing lose, is what you say, right?
They haven't lost at all. They're literally undefeated as a team. So why would I now say they're gonna lose? I'm gonna stick and ride with the hot hand. They're gonna win and they're gonna forfeit the championships. The hell with it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I'm
Whatever.
I'm
But
fine
I'm
with
gonna
that.
say that they win.
I'm fine with that. Ric Flair will be involved somehow. I just hope
He's
they don't
gonna
do
have a heart
this.
attack to distract
Oh
the
my
fucking
god,
Jackson.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to this match. The last time I saw these two wrestle, you haven't seen the Forbidden Door match, right? With the Bucks and Phantasmo against Sting, Darby, and Shingo.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it? Okay, that was my match of the year. It was just so much fun. I enjoyed that match so much. But I mean, I expect that crowd is going to be hot for this match for sure. They sold out the arena. There's 16,000+ fans filling up that in Greensboro Coliseum. It's going to be an unbelievable match. I just hope they don't blow this. Like, please don't blow this, Tony. but I guess you can kind of go both ways. Just don't give us a stupid ass ending. Is all I'm begging for. Please let him go on the Shield at least, or let him go out with a happy ending. Whatever you want. Whatever you do, just make it good, please.
Yeah, I don't think that Tony's gonna have too much in the booking. I think that this is gonna be a what Sting wants is what Sting gets kind of thing.
Well, if that's the case, he's gonna put the Bucks over.
Yeah, then he might put the Bucks over. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, this one is. I am not sure who's gonna win, brother. You can make an argument for both, but I like Dee's argument. I think the booking, the way you should book it, is the guy who's retiring should lose and put over the younger guys. But
Yeah, the upstart Bucks. Yeah,
yeah, that's I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm very much looking forward to the pay per view overall. But any last final thoughts as far as the pay per view?
no, I'm just hoping for a good one.
I think it starts. This thing's gonna be like 5 hours, right?
I don't know. I know the 0 hour starts at 6:30. The pay per
6:30
view itself
Eastern.
starts at and the pay per view starts at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, 7 Central. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have any more matches. This card is like fully loaded. But how long do you think?
Yep.
I hope they don't go like to freaking midnight, bro.
I don't know. They might. I know. I know it's time for us to wrap up because it's beer o'clock.
Yes, it is. It is. It is time, guys. All right. Well, I guess there's nothing else to add. But all right, guys, we will try to come back as far as for recap of Revolution. We're working on trying to get the Elimination Chamber recap as well. That is it from us. Thanks everyone for listening. For D, I am Ray. We'll be back later, everyone.
Peace.